Hello, Meosha. How are you?
I am great. How are you? Of
I'm fine. Thank you very, very much. So, thank you very much for accepting to do this interview today.
course. Thank you for
So,
having me.
I know. Thank you very, very much. So I'd like you to start by telling the viewers a little bit about yourself, please.
Well, my name is Meosha Bean. I was born and raised in Florida, and also some part of that was in Fayetteville, North Carolina, where my parents reside now.
Okay.
Small town, Gainesville, Florida, more so college town. So not much of arts going on around there. um, I guess I would say I caught the bug at a very young age. I think at like 7 or something, I kind of knew this is something I wanted to do. Something with film, because I had a little camera that my
Okay.
mom got me. Just was like, I fell in love with it. I just loved everything about it. And I would be all the characters and my own little production. Back then it was VHS, so it
Yeah,
was a
that's
while ago.
true. I remember those days. Yeah.
And yeah, that's where it all started. Yeah,
Okay.
7.
So,
Yeah.
how did you decide to become a filmmaker? Because I know you've said it that you developed the interest, or you developed the interest right from childhood, kind of. So, how did you
Yeah.
decide to actually make this a career?
Ooh, it's a good question. I I remember where I guess the seed was planted, and I knew, okay, this is what I want. There's no changing it. This is exactly what I want. I went to the library one summer with my mother, and
Okay.
we rented the I rented the Alfred Hitchcock series, and I literally went home and I watched all his series of shorts, and I just was like, this is amazing. Like, wow, I love that you can make a short film, and and then there's the bird. You have all these other stories, Rear Window, all these movies that he's made. Like, I mean, just the fact that short films that I could do that too, and I thought I want to do it. So that planted the seed, and I knew from then on. I was like, yeah, I want to do this.
That's
I want
good.
to do this. So I modeled my career, I guess, or life or shorts. It was very much inspired by his work. Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, the thing is, because Unlock Your Inner Genius here, what we do is we speak to people like yourself that you've had a lot of experience, and why we do this is we want to be able to bring out some of the principles which you have practiced by
Thank you.
using your examples to help others so that they can either feel motivated or become inspired as well. So the question I'm going to ask you now is there are a lot of people out there, they've got great ambition and they've got aspirations because they want to achieve something as well. But there is this whole doubt and fear if they are going to succeed in whatever it is they want to do, or if they're maybe because they lack the qualification, or maybe there are competitors out there. All these thoughts might have come through your mind when you wanted to start. How did you overcome that? How did you manage to go beyond that step and actually started out as a filmmaker?
Honestly, I think that it starts with a great foundation. I had amazing parents who taught me who I was.
Yeah,
I think once you have a really good foundation of who you are, and also living in that truth of your authentic self, then there's nothing or no one that can detour you from what you want to do in life. That which goes for anything, right?
yeah,
Like
yeah,
whether it's acting or business or whatever the case may be. Going to school, getting your education. Like, if you know you want to do something and you know that this is something that, like, if you can't live without it, like, then, you know what
that's
I
true.
mean? That's
That's
how you
true.
kind of feel. At least for me, in my case, I'm so blessed that I knew who I was at such a young age.
True.
And yeah, there were times that, when I got into those rings and around those people that were like, a little intimidating. I was like, oh, I don't know. I'm not really sure. I'm just this tiny little girl, and I'm
Yeah.
saying I could shoot a movie, and these guys are like, really? You're a cinematographer? No way. And I'm like, yeah, I shoot. So it was a little bit intimidating at times, but I think as I got older, I got to, and I understand who I am and I'm living in my authentic self and my truth, then yeah, I come in there with confidence. Yes, I'm
That's
5'3", but I'm
That's good.
confident. I know what I can do in my abilities, at least what I've, the gift that I've been given. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so what you've said now, it's all about confidence, and I can tell just by watching you now that you don't lack any of that at all. Okay, so but at the back of your mind, you must have had that thought about how do you stand, or against your competitors out there, because you. As at the time you started, you must have been just starting, and there are other people out there that are already established, the big names, if you know what I mean. And you're in California, and yeah. So how did you overcome that kind of that thought about competitors out there?
It's a really good question. It's interesting. My first professional job, and I didn't even know it was my professional job when I first got it. It
Okay.
just landed on me, and I was sent to go to Pensacola, Florida, to shoot videos for this boxer named Roy Jones Jr.
Okay.
And so I didn't know who he was at the time. I had no idea. So I'm thinking, oh, I'm gonna just shoot and have fun, and it became like this thing where I was shooting these music videos, these training videos. So 2 years go by, I'm just like, wow, I got to, of course, understand who he was. It's like, oh my God, this guy's a big deal, like one of the greatest boxers of all time,
Oh
right?
my
So
God.
that was I was really young, so at that age, I was kind of forced into that so fast. I was like, oh my God, it happened so fast. It's
That's
like,
good.
is this really happening? Oh my God, I'm
You gotta
here.
pinch
And
yourself
I
to
remember
wake up.
I remember telling them I wanted to, I had a really good time. They're amazing people. And I wanted to just make that transition to LA because really my heart is more so the film.
Okay.
And I was I was a little scared and a little afraid of what people say about California and the scary stories about, oh,
Yeah.
you get out here and if you don't know who you are, it's over. And so finally I took that move and I went to Cali. And as soon as I didn't know anybody out here, so that was a little nerve wracking, but I knew this was the place I needed to be. I felt that this was like what God was wanting me to be. And so I was like, well, if he wants me to be here, everything's going to work out.
You
I don't
have
know
to.
how,
Yeah.
but
That's
I
good.
have faith. I think faith is
It's
something you need
important. Yeah.
to
It's
have when
vital.
you're doing anything. So I really went out here blindly, and I remember there's this guy on Facebook was like, hey, if you are ever in California, call me. And I gave him a call. I was like, hey, so I'm here, like, ta-da. And literally I met up with him, and he happened to be one of the top music video directors in
Okay.
Hollywood. Didn't know that. And I was working literally the next day. And I, it was full force, fast.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's
So
very,
I'm
very
so
good.
blessed.
Okay, so
Yeah.
this is more of a personal question. When I say personal, a lot of people jump like, "Oh my God, what's he gonna ask?" Yeah, but not that kind of personal. So, what keeps you going every day?
Honestly, I just really love it. I love what I do. I love it. I mean, I live it. I breathe it. I eat it. It's everything.
That's good.
I don't see myself doing anything else. I've tried. I've tried other things, and it's just not. It's not the same.
Okay.
When the pure joy and the fulfillment that I get when I'm on set, whatever I'm doing, um, it's nothing like it.
So,
It really isn't.
do you kind of direct as well? Do you do
Do I what?
directing? Do you do directing?
I do actually. I've
Okay.
gotten to dive in directing. That is really fun.
So you.
It's a little interesting. I got to do that for a project that I did recently called Anatomy of Anti-Hero,
Okay.
and big cast. Pretty big cast, and it actually the first season was shot in France. My amazing friend Alain Delabie,
Okay.
actor, director, producer out there, and he called me up after the first season, and I watched, and I was like, this is really cool. I really enjoyed it. He's like, I want to make season 2 in California.
Okay.
Really? Okay, let's do it. He was like, I want you to direct it and I want you to shoot it. Whoa, wait a
Wow.
minute.
That's good.
That's pretty ambitious. That's a lot. So he, wrote the script and he sent it back, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I was like, let's do it. Why not? I'm a person that's like, I love to challenge myself and to push myself.
That's good. Yeah.
So that's what we did.
Yeah.
And
that's good.
it was interesting.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah, because you've said that now, because what I was going to ask you next is to give us maybe a name of a movie you've made before, or also a project that you are currently involved in.
Ooh, I have a lot of cool projects coming out next year, which
let's hear it.
I
Come
can't
on.
say much, but I'm really excited. I can't wait to announce those. I'll be doing more so acting too, so
Okay.
that's kind of cool. But the projects that I just finished 3 shorts, which I love making short films. That's like my heart. That's how I started. And I think why stop? Why stop making short films? They're fun. They're fun, and you get to submit them to film festivals and promote it and share it, and meet a lot of other filmmakers and actors and people who are doing the same thing. It's really cool. But I am looking forward to doing Anatomy of an Anti-Hero 3 with my friend. I think that's going to be really good because we got the first 2 seasons on Amazon Prime, so people can watch it and stuff. And Love VOD. I think it's a. I don't know if that's a French site. I'm not really sure, but it's VOD. It's on another site there in France, but they like it. So we were like, let's do season 3. We're excited. We had Billy Blanks in season 2, which was kind of cool.
That's good.
I loved it.
That's good.
So
Okay.
that was
So in
awesome.
terms of funding, how do you manage the funding? Because when you're talking about the project you're running now, how do you get funding for that?
For the Anatomy, we actually went through Indiegogo to raise the funds. So that's what we're doing right now, is trying to raise money for, because being an independent filmmaker, it's when you're trying to make a film and you have to pay the actors, location, the crew.
It's very, very expensive.
Costly.
Yeah, very costly. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're like, let's go through Indiegogo and see what we can do. And our campaign is on there. So fingers crossed that we get our funding for it.
Yeah.
We did last year, actually. We were fairly surprised.
Okay, yeah. Just for those that don't know what Indiegogo is, it's kind of a crowdfunding and scheme where you put your project in, and if people love it, then they're gonna fund it, as in make contribution to fund it. So yeah. So if you're watching this video and you want to find out a bit more, then please, what's the name of the project again?
Oh, Anatomy of an Anti-Hero.
Anatomy of an Anti-Hero. Okay.
Yes.
So yeah. Do you want to tell us a bit about that? Just a little bit. Don't give it all away, but just a little bit. What's it about?
Well, the star of this show, Alan Delaby, my friend, who's played by Frank Denard, he is basically this, I guess, guinea pig for the government, and they're doing experiments on his brain. And he's like a very special person. He has all these amazing, not really powers, but he's very strong.
Is it like a sci-fi movie, or?
A bit of a kind of like a little bit of that, a little dramatic, very, very action-packed. He actually does a lot of fighting and martial arts in this.
Ooh, that's cool.
Yeah,
that's gonna be my thing. Yeah.
In this show, so
that's good.
So he leaves. Basically, he's wanted over there, and there's people following him and after him. So he comes to Cali, and trying to get away. And there's people here that knows about his, that he's here.
Yeah.
So it all starts up again. So it's like I think people really like it because it's not only just action packed, but I think it also it tells us, you start to care about the character, and it's a great story. So,
and I'm sure there's a message behind the movie as well.
Definitely.
Yeah. Okay.
Sure.
Okay. So if you were to give an advice to an aspiring filmmaker, what would that advice be?
Mm, that's a really good question. Um, my advice would be to love what you do for sure,
Very
and
important.
don't let anybody tell you what you can and cannot do.
Yes,
Um,
can do it.
do it right, exactly.
Just do it.
Just do it. There's no set formula. You know, there's some filmmakers that feel like, or people who want to be filmmakers well, I have to go to film school. Then really that's not the case. You don't even have to go to film school these days. You just have to really be willing, honestly, be willing to listen to others, and um, open to learn, and apply those principles and continue to try to, make yourself better. And again, you don't have to go to film school. That's not true.
Yeah.
I know a lot of very successful filmmakers in California right now who are making a very nice bank without film school education. It's just about, honestly, your craft, and really learning, and trying to push yourself to do it, because everybody's craft is different, everybody's style is different. So be yourself,
That's good.
and have fun.
Definitely, definitely.
Yes.
Thank
When it's
you.
not fun anymore, don't do it.
Yeah, that's so true. You gotta love it for you to do it. Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, if people want to follow you, do you have like a fan page or something where people can, follow
I
you or
do.
something?
I do. Everything is pretty much Meosha Bean, or Meosha Bean One.
And
My YouTube
how do
channel
you
is
spell
Meosha Bean.
that, please?
That's Meosha, and then my last name is Bean.
Yeah.
Bean.
You're not related to Mr. Bean or something, are you?
I wish, right? I love
Okay.
him.
Yeah. I,
Yeah,
I
so
must say
that's where.
you. Yeah, I must say you've got a lovely hat because I can see you
Thank
like this kind of
you.
hat. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I
That's
am
so good.
really obsessed with hats. Obsessed.
That's
And
lovely.
yeah, I just love it.
So, Meosha Bean, thank you very, very much for granting us this interview, and hopefully, you're gonna give us or give a shout out to UYI Radio at some point. That will be
Yes.
amazing. So, thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
You have a lovely day. Take care.
You too.